I had a really lovely weekend. I went to a film festival out in the Valle de Guadalupe, and it really refreshed me. It really juiced me up because one thing my creative juices is because that is the one thing I really miss. I grew up in New York City, and I went to a small private school there, and then I moved to Greenwich Village when I was like 19 and a half years old because I quit college. I said, they don't have anything to teach me. I think I said, I'm going to go to Greenwich Village to become a waitress. And my mother would say, no decent man will ever marry you because you live in Greenwich Village, which turned out to be true, but it was okay with me. I wasn't really looking for a decent man. I was looking for fun. Just wanted to have fun. And it was just full of people who, some of the creative people were there who had made these films. They were submitted from all around the world. The name of the festival was called the Festival Internacional de Cine del Valle de Guadalupe. And the founder of that festival, his name is Dylan Verraccia. I'm going to say it the Italian way, from New York. And this was their second international film, and it was international. There were submissions from all over the world. Predominantly, the choices were from Mexico or themes that would resonate in Mexico. But they were really very professional and very engaging and character-driven, which is, I'm originally a playwright. I love character-driven stories. In fact, that's how I was able to make a living in Hollywood, because they'd write these plot-driven screenplays with characters that sounded like, I don't know what, robots. Well, I guess nowadays robots sound better. And I would be hired basically to make their characters seem human, which was sometimes a real challenge, I can tell you. But, and I went to Hollywood because although I was an award-winning playwright, they don't give you any money with play. Unless you're on Broadway, and unless you have a musical, frankly. But unless you're Arthur Miller, and that was in the 1940s. By the 1970s, people were really... That's a whole other discussion. We'll talk about the film festival. But what it is, it's about the merchandising of everything, of the arts, of food, of everything became, if it wouldn't make money, take a walk, take a hike. We don't want to know you. Also, I'm a woman, and how many women are on Broadway in the last 25 years? Lorraine Hansberry, maybe. It's like, a few more, but predominantly men. Well, not surprised, are you? This was not like that. This was a very balanced festival with many, many women submissions, and of course men. They don't know bad. They're good. We need them. Right? Who's going to chop the wood? We are. I just want to say that it just lifted me so to be in that atmosphere, and that Dylan, and also the co-coordinator of this festival, Carl, they were really, first of all, Dylan is a filmmaker himself. This is not the only rodeo. And he had a film in it called Pegame, or Pigame, I'm not sure because I didn't hear it pronounced, that I'm trying to find right now because I didn't go on Saturday. It was 3 days. I went Friday. I went by myself because I could not find another person who was available. Women my age, a lot of them who are married, they don't drive. I'm going, my dad taught me to drive at 9 years of age, saying, you might need to know this one day. It's an emergency. And I went, okay, Dad, I can hardly reach the steering wheel, and it's, a manual. But I did finally. I put a little notice in one of the foreign community bulletin boards and said, hey, I'm going back out on Sunday. I'm not going Saturday. And that's how I missed Dylan's movie. I was just wiped out. Because it's an hour and a half from where I live to drive there up the mountain. I went, oh, God. But so two other people came with me, and one actually is a local film director, theater director, and she's a good actress, a very good actress. And another woman who's a painter, a musician, and a filmmaker. And I have actually never seen anything but her paintings, and she does very good paintings, and she apparently has a gallery in Los Angeles that does her work all the time. So I was in good company, and we went out there, and it was just, I think uplifting for all of us. It radiated creativity. It radiated companionship. It radiated possibilities, excellent possibilities. for the world, because some of the things were about climate change. Some of the things were flat out comedies, which are also had meaning to them because they're, again, character driven. You can find, they have a website, the Festival International de Cine de Valle Guadalupe. You can find them and see clips from some of the movies. So I wanted to share that with you. I was very, very happy to find this community, and of course I threw myself, hey, if you ever need somebody to teach a course in screenwriting, I'm here. I'm old, but I'm available. And I probably would never hear from them. They probably think, oh, that poor old woman. But that was it. It was a really great weekend, and I'm very grateful for it. And I hope you also had a great weekend wherever you are.